Hi. Hello everyone, this is Rodney Flowers and welcome to Tackle It Tuesday. How's everyone doing out there? How are you guys on this lovely Tuesday? How's life going? How you feeling? How you doing? How was your day? Talk to me. Tell me how you doing. This is Rodney Flowers coming at you live from Maryland, and I'm feeling great and I'm excited for tonight. Because it's Tackle It Tuesday, baby. That's right. It's Tackle It Tuesday. Do you know what that means? That means we're going to tackle something tonight. We're going to tackle a particular topic, and hopefully, prayerfully, it is something that you've been dealing with, something that can help you excel, go to the next level, make more money, build your relationships, live a fuller life. Whatever it is, whatever you got going on, whatever you have going on, whatever's going on in your life, you know, tonight is the night that we sit down and we tackle that. That's right. We have a conversation about it. And that's what Tackle It Tuesdays is really all about. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for you and I'm grateful for you. And I hope you had a wonderful, 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 wonderful day. I had a wonderful day. I have a wonderful day every day. You know, despite whatever may come up, you know, whatever I have to deal with, it's still a wonderful day because life in general is good. That's right. Life is good. And if you're alive, if you could take a deep breath, why don't you take a deep breath with me? Let's take another one. Oh, yeah, that feels so good. That means you're alive. That means you're well. That means you can breathe. And if you can breathe, you have a shot at making your life better. If you can breathe, you have a shot at helping someone else make their life better. And really, truly, that's what life is really all about, right? That's why we're here, to express ourselves, to be the best of ourselves that we could possibly be to ourselves and to others, and really allow our expression and who we are to shine, right? You probably heard the saying before, let your light shine, right? And that's really letting yourself and who you are, what you represent, what you are about, letting that come through. Sometimes things happen in life and we dim our light. We don't allow ourselves to shine as brightly as we possibly could. And I'm here today to tackle whatever may be in the way of you allowing your light to shine. And we have a particular topic that we're going to talk about tonight. And it's called tackling the obstacles and challenges of life. And let's face it, we all deal with the challenges and obstacles in life. And you know what? That's just the reality. I mean, you can't get around that. And you know what? That in itself, challenges and obstacles, is a blessing. Because you know what? There's not one person alive that has not dealt with some type of challenge or obstacles. And guess what? If you haven't just yet, just keep on living, because you will deal with challenges and obstacles in life. I think it's Les Brown that says you're either going through one, or you just got out of one, or you're right in the middle of a challenge or an obstacle. And that's just what it is. So the question is, how do we deal with the challenges and obstacles that show up in our lives, right? How do we deal with that? And that's what I want to talk about tonight, because I want to give you some steps in order to develop mental toughness. And I got 3 D's that I want to share with you, right? 3 D's. I'm not going to tell you about that right now, but 3 D's that I really want to share with you that I believe is going to help you develop that mental toughness, develop that game changer mentality, and develop the skill set, the mindset, the mentality, the attitude, right? What's the word? Attitude that you need in order to deal with the challenges and obstacles that we have in our lives. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that great? Are you excited about that? Do you want to know what those 5 steps are? Do you want to know how to develop that mental toughness, right? That game changer mentality? Huh? Do you want to know? Great, because that's what we're going to talk about today, because challenges and obstacles, you know, they show up, and it really comes down to 5 critical things that you need to do in order to develop that mental toughness to deal with the challenges and obstacles that show up. And a lot of times when they show up, you know, what happens? What do we do? What do we do when challenges and obstacles show up? What do most of us do, right? We shut down. We don't like it. It feels uncomfortable. It makes us feel like quitting, giving up, or there's some type of resistance that's stopping me, right? And then we start developing these emotions. And a lot of times they are negative emotions that show up for us. And those negative emotions have an effect on us. They have an effect on our minds. They have an effect on our bodies. And it really has an effect on the action that you take towards that challenge or obstacle, right? And a lot of times that response or that reaction to a challenge or an obstacle is not an empowering one. It's not a positive one. It's something that instead of creating an opportunity for you to get over that obstacle, it kind of allows the space for the challenge and the obstacle to remain in your life, right? And that leads me to my first step when it comes to overcoming the obstacles and challenges in your life. You got to take control of the response. Like when that obstacle or challenge shows up, how do you respond to it? What is your first reaction? What is your first thought? What is your first step towards it? Is it empowering? Is it something like pulls you back? Does it causes your light that we talked about earlier to dim? Is it something that kind of makes you feel small? Does it make you shrink? Right? Does it make you draw back instead of stepping forward? Is there fear that kind of shows up? Right? Uncertainty may show up. You know what shows up for you whenever you face a challenge or an obstacle? More times than often, you know, it's those negative feelings that show up, right? But if you're gonna have a mental toughness, if you're gonna have mental toughness, if you're gonna have a game-changing mentality, you have to take control of how you respond to challenges, right? And you do that by changing your perspective, right? Taking a look at the challenge and how the challenge could be beneficial to you in your life. How can it be beneficial? What's good about it? How can it further develop me? How can this challenge make me a better person? Or what about, you know, once you overcome the challenge, the benefits of overcoming that challenge, not only for you, but for those around you, perhaps your team, you know, perhaps there's someone else that it's going to affect if you can get over this challenge. And a lot of time in our business, right, we're providing a service. And then there's challenges and obstacles that show up in our business. We have to get over, because if we can't get over, then we can't provide that service in a manner that we really want to provide that service. People won't be able to get that service that we're trying to provide because of how we respond. So responding is like very, very, very important. And it's really the first step to mental toughness, because it's your stepping off point to overcoming that challenge, to tackling that challenge, to dealing with the challenge and obstacles that happen. And the thing about it is, it's really something that we want to practice, because we all know that in life, you know, there are going to be good and bad experiences. I mean, that's what life is. You can't get around it. It's going to happen somewhere in your life. And some of us has already, you know, gone through challenges, gone through obstacles, dealt with it. And then it's like, it doesn't stop. You just go from one obstacle to the next, you know, one challenge to the next. But hopefully along the way, you are learning, you are developing, you are strengthening your mental muscles. You are strengthening your emotional muscles when it comes to dealing with obstacles and challenges. You know, and some people find it a challenge to be fit, to be healthy, you know, but what is your response to the things that are required in order for you to be healthy? How do you feel about it? What is your approach to it? Do you draw back? Are you reserved about it? And see, this really comes down to you making some decisions about your life and the challenges that are in front of you. Because it really comes down to you taking control of your response. And this is not such a physical thing, but it's more of a mental. That's why I call it, you know, 5 steps to mental toughness, because you have to be tough, so to speak, because your response, number one, it can't be a common one. It's got to be something different. It can't go with the grain. You know what I mean? It's probably going to go against the way you would normally respond. But that's your indication that, more than likely, that's your indication that you're on the right path, like you're thinking properly, because success, overcoming obstacles, it requires you to do something different. It requires you to step off the status quo into something that perhaps you haven't tried before, you haven't done before. And what I love about that is because that's what growth is. You know, you can tell whenever you are reaching a level of maturity by the decisions and by the responses that come up for you, that you create, that you take action on whenever there's a challenge in front of you. And it takes maturity to take control of your response, because a lot of times we just respond based on our emotions. And we're going to get into that a little bit later. We're going to talk about a little bit of emotional resilience and how to develop emotional resilience and what emotional resilience means, right? But a lot of times our emotional automatic response kind of takes over, and we respond from an emotional level, not a mental level, right? Our emotions get involved, and, you know, we may not feel like responding that way. We may not feel like doing what we know is necessary. We may not feel like it. It's just, we would rather do something that's more comfortable, that's, you know, requires less energy, you know, requires less discipline, requires less determination, you know, easy way out. Easy way out. You know, if I take that response, if I take that approach, you know, that's going to require me to do a little bit more than I'm willing to do right now. Like, I'm not ready to sign up for that just now. Right? I don't want to do that just yet. I think I'm going to sit on the couch. I think I'm going to take the easy way out. You guys go ahead and you guys do that. You know, I'm not cut out for that. You know, I wasn't born that way. Like, that's not in my DNA. You know, have you ever heard that? Have you ever said that to yourself? It's not in my DNA, man. I'm just not that kind of person, bro. You know, I don't know. I just don't have that in me. You know, I can't do that. You know, I can't handle that. You know, you ever did that to yourself? You know, raise your hand if you've done that before. Yeah, that's your response. Now, here's my question to you. A response like that, what does that give you? How does that serve you? How does that draw you closer to what you want out of life? How does that allow you to overcome the challenges and obstacles that you would love to overcome? Like, because really deep down inside, you want to overcome these challenges. You want to be greater. You want to discover more about yourself. But you keep giving yourself those excuses that you weren't born that way. My mom and dad didn't raise me like that, you know. I'm a stepchild. I didn't get all of that training. I'm too old to be doing all that. I'm too young. I have a life to live. You know, I got girls to chase. You know what I mean? We come up with all kinds of excuses not to take responsibility for our responses to the challenges and obstacles that show up. And yes, it's going to require a little bit more from you. It is. That's just the reality. It's going to require a little bit more. But you know what? As it requires more, you develop more. If you stick with it, if you continue to respond and take control of your responses to the challenges and obstacles, you continue to grow. And as more challenges come to you, you find yourself able to handle more, do more, accomplish more, experience more, all of these things. And it's such a wonderful thing because you start developing that mental toughness. So you got to take control of your responses. And then once you've taken control of your responses, you got to take control. Number two, you got to take control of your attention. And here's what I mean by that, right? You have this response, and this response is an empowering response. It's got you on the right path. You're headed in the right direction. You're doing the right things. You have to maintain that. That's why you have to take control of your attention, because sometimes the going is going to get tough. It's going to get rocky, and things are going to pop up, and you're going to be like, man, I've been doing this. Like, here's an example. How many of you have started working out before? You started working out, and man, you was really on it. You was doing it. 2 days went by, and you back on the couch. 2 days. You stuck with your routine for 2 days, man. 2 days. Now your attention is off. Or, perhaps you didn't follow your routine. You didn't get your meals down, right? So one day you didn't have your meal planned out properly. Boom. You're eating at Burger King. You're at McDonald's. You eating M&Ms. You eating donuts, right? Eating things that you're not supposed to eat. And then not only did you do those things, but you continue like you ate McDonald's like 3 days in a row. You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute. Where's your meal plan? You're distracted. You're off course. So you have to take control of your attention so that you can maintain your response, maintain your responsibility, maintain your focus and your attention on the task at hand. And see, what I'm trying to tell you, like, this is mental toughness. And whenever you're able to develop this and mature it and grow it and strengthen it, like, challenges can come. And they're going to come anyway. And see, oh my God, like, the reason why we don't like challenges is because this muscle is weak. It doesn't like it. It doesn't like dealing with it. It doesn't like pushing against that resistance. And that's all it is. It's really the resistance. Like, you want to go live your life and you want to go do this and be this and have this and experience this. But then, bam, you get hit with a challenge, something that's stopping you from moving forward, going up that hill towards the mountaintop, towards that dream, towards that desire, towards that thing that you want out of life. And now, because you got hit, you're like, man, this sucks. I don't want to do it anymore. I think I'm going to just stay right here. That's what happens. And you never, ever develop those muscles to keep going up that hill. And then, like, after a while, you be like, oh, I think I'm going to try it again. Boom! Soon as another challenge hits you, you right back on the couch. You right back at ground zero. And it doesn't matter what the challenge is. It doesn't matter what the dream is. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, challenges are going to come up. Even if you're just living your day-to-day life, challenges are going to come up. So I advise you, I behoove you, to really take this on. You can take it on as a challenge to strengthen your mental muscles. This is what I call having a game changer mentality. Having the mentality to deal with the challenges and obstacles that come, because they're going to come anyway. They're going to come anyway. It's like living in a house with no lights. Why would you do that? Why would you set yourself up to do that? Like, you didn't put lights in the house. You built the house, but you didn't put lights in it. To me, that's what that's like, because without this, you can't see how to go forward. You can't see how to get to the next level. You have to strengthen these muscles, and that it doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a single mom, if you have a disability, if you suffered some type of accident, if you're in debt. It doesn't really matter what the challenge is. These steps are the steps that will help you overcome. So number one, you got to take control of your response. Number two, you got to control your attention. Control your attention. Now, we talked about before, I've talked about structure, putting structure in place. So your attention is kind of like on autopilot. It's automatic. I talked about like calendarizing your task. When you calendarize your task, you know what you're going to do, when you're going to do it. That way, you know what you're supposed to be doing when you're supposed to be doing it. And you can go look at your calendar and say, this is what I'm supposed to be doing at this particular time. All right. That's it. End the story. Go do that. And you can schedule in your tasks that need to be done in order for you to overcome that challenge. And when you do that, you are taking control of your attention. And that's what it takes. And number 3 is develop emotional resilience. Develop emotional resilience. Now, this one here is really, really important to me. And it should be important to you because a lot of times, this is where we lose it. We control our response. We get going. Yeah, I'm going to practice excellence. I'm going to be a person of excellence. I'm going to be a person of success. You know, when challenges can come, I'm not going to allow them to defeat me. I'm going to develop the grit and the strength to make it through. I'm going to calendarize. I'm putting structures in place. I'm going to hold my attention. And then we start along this journey. Now, here's the thing. This is going to take some endurance. A lot of times getting over a challenge doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It takes growth. It takes continuing to fall sometimes, right? And get back up. Sometimes, you know, we try and that doesn't work, or the challenge seems to get bigger, or it seems to linger. We feel like we've been doing the right things, but, you know, that big old butt is in the way, you know, that big butt in the way. But you have to develop the emotional resilience to get over that. Meaning you got to be tough emotionally. You can't let your emotions get the best of you. You can't give up. You can't start to develop those feelings like, you know, I tried and, you know, I don't know. And you start questioning yourself. You start feeling bad because, you know, I've put this much work into it and it doesn't seem to be working out for me. And, you know, I've spent this amount of money and I've done all of this and, you know, I don't know if this is possible. You know, I mean, I know I've, you know, I made some progress, but I'm not sure I can get to the other side. I'm just tired and, you know, I think I need to take a break and just, this is, you know, come on, man. Pow! Snap out of it. Quit. Stop. Right? You got to believe. You got to have the spiritual tenacity. You got to have faith. You got to hang on. You got to know without a shadow of a doubt. You got to have confidence in yourself. You got to have confidence in your ability. You got to have confidence to know that, you know, it may take some time. You know, you know that it's an incubation period. That you got to water and nurture and grow this thing. Like you got to, you know, take care of it. It's got to become your baby. Like you don't give up on a baby because it's not walking in 9 months. You know, sometimes it take a little longer. You just say, okay, you know, we'll get you, you know, another walker, whatever. Do whatever you got to do. You know, we'll hold your hand. When we hold your hand, come on, take it for a walk. You do whatever you got to do to get it to do whatever you want it to do, man. You gotta figure that thing out. You know, it's kind of like a race car that's going down the track. You know it goes fast. You know it can. But every time you put it on the track doesn't mean it's going to get down the track the way you want it to get down the track. You got to tinker with it. You got to play with it. You got to tweak it. You got to change a little bit over here. You got to go test it. You got to tune it. And then you got to go test it. And then you got to tune it. And then you got to go test it. And then you got to go tune it. And then you got to go test it. And then you got to go tune it and then test it and tune it. And you just got to keep doing that. And you got to have the faith that I'm going to get this right. And then you can't take no for an answer. It has to be not, this is what I'm going to try to do. This is what I'm going to do. And that's just in the story, period. Hands down. That's just what it is. And we got to get to that place where we develop emotional resilience to hang in there. Not to give up on our dreams, but to hang in there. Not to give up on overcoming the challenge, but we got to hang in there. Not to give up that, you know, we can go to the next level. We can have that job, that we can climb to a higher level, that we can do more, accomplish more, have more. Whatever it is that you want to do, be, have, see, go, do, whatever. Like you got to have that. You got to have that I'm not going to quit mentality. That it's going to be this way until I get it. Why? Because I'm no different than the person that's successful. They did it. They figured it out. I can figure it out. It's a challenge. I know. But that's just what it is. A challenge. And challenges are to be overcome. Challenges are to be won. But you got to figure it out. See, a lot of times we get tired. We run out of gas. We run out of gas. Right? So if that's you, like, find where you can go and plug back in. You know, and that could be your spiritual thing. Like, go find a place where you can get spiritually renewed, where you can increase your faith, rejuvenate your faith. Pray, meditate, find your place of calmness, find your place of jubilation. You know, one of the things that I like to do is meditate, is read. You know, I like to go, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but go look at my goals and see myself as if I've already made it, because that makes me feel good. You know, it's okay to take a break and get back to it, but sometimes we take a break and then the break is for the rest of our lives. Like, we just forgot that we were going to do this. Like, you know, we just let it go. No, nah, that's not how we do this. That's not what a game changer does. So if you're going to be a game changer, you got to develop that emotional resilience to hang in there, to not give up, to make a decision and a commitment. And that's really the key, is the commitment. Like, we don't commit. Like, we try, and if it don't work, we say, oh, well, you know, I tried. But when you commit, you're not trying. This is like, I have to do this. I've committed to it. And I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm not taking anything less than success for an answer. End of story. So that's where we got to get. We got to get to that place where we're willing to do that. So that's number 3, like, develop emotional resilience. And then number 4, right? Set effective goals. And what I mean by set effective goals, like, if you're trying to get over a challenge, you're trying to get over an obstacle, set goals that as you reach those goals, you are essentially overcoming that challenge. Like, take a look at the challenge, take a look at the obstacle, and identify what it would take to overcome it. Like, what task can you complete to reach your goal, to overcome the challenge? What are tasks that will get you there? Because, see, a lot of times we may look at the obstacle as this huge thing. It's big. It's like an elephant or a giraffe, right? It's huge. And so that could be a little intimidating. But if you set effective goals, obviously the goal is to get over the challenge. But let's break that down. Like, I remember Bob Proctor saying, I got this from him. He said, reduce it to the ridiculous. So what if we can break that big goal, that big obstacle, that big dream, that big challenge, if we can chunk it and break it down into small chunks? You know, let's say if you want to make $1 million a year, you say, well, this year I want to make, I don't know, 100,000. And if that's too big, break that down. And then so you start, when you break that down, you say, well, how much do I need to make a month in order to make 100,000 a month, or whatever it is? And if you know what you need to make in a month, how much do you need to make in a week to make that amount of money in a month? If it's a physical goal, like, break it down. Don't try to bite the whole thing at one time. Like, you can't do that. Chunk it and set goals that are going to allow you, as you accomplish them, to overcome the challenge. So when you look back after the passing of time, you'll see that, you know, you've come along and you've accomplished a great deal. You've taken a huge chunk out of your obstacle, out of your challenge, and make it personal to you. Like, don't go out here and try to compete with other people and do what other people are doing. Like, find what you're comfortable with. Find something that excites you, that gets your juices going, that makes you feel good, that gets you motivated, and, something you can get excited about that would make you want to get out of the bed and start working towards that. Make you want to calendarize your tasks. Make you want to schedule it and set aside time so that you can work on these things, right? And you have control over that. You can do that. And if you set effective goals, like, your mindset is not on this huge task that you got to fix. Like, your challenge is not, you're not looking at it like, oh my God, this is weighing me down. You're looking at it like, you know what? I'm gonna knock this out just a little bit at a time. If you take a look at a boxer, a good boxer. Now, I'm not talking about the knockout guy, because the knockout guy just go in and try to knock you out. But if you ever seen a knockout guy, all he's thinking about is knocking it out. He might get knocked out because he's just going in there. There's no strategy. There's no tactic. All he wants is just trying to get that one hit in. But if he's fighting someone who's very tactical, is taking his time, is trying to, boom, boom, hit him, taking a little piece at a time, gonna knock that big thing down, effectively, very smartly. He might knock this guy that's trying to knock him out. And so that's how you want to go at your challenges, strategically, punching it, taking some body shots, hit the body, then go up, boom, hit him with a hook. You don't have to go for the knockout, man. I mean, you don't have to do that. And as you do that, you'll grow. And then when those small challenges come your way, you'll be able to knock those out, no problem. But let's not try to knock it out right now. Let's develop our skills as, a game changer. And so as time go along, we can learn how to knock those challenges out. That's how we want to go at that. That's how we want to approach that. And number 5, one of my favorites, is visualization. Okay? And what I mean by visualization, if you got a challenge and you got an obstacle, you got to be able to see yourself on the other side of that obstacle. You got to be able to see yourself as a conqueror, someone who overcomes, someone who's able to get through it, not someone who's defeated, not someone who's a victim, not someone who's been done wrong, not someone who's been given like a bad hand in life, not someone who God has forgot about. Like, you can't see yourself like that. Because if you see yourself like that, you're going to produce that result in your life. And that is not what a game changer does. That is not mental toughness at all. But if you can see yourself as a winner, see yourself as someone who's able to deal with and overcome the challenges and the obstacles that show up. See yourself as a producer, as a winner, as a successful person, as a person of excellence, as a guy or girl that can make it happen regardless of the circumstances. You got to be able to see it. You got to be able to see it so bad that you can feel it. Have you ever felt success? Have you ever felt it? Have you ever felt it like you can feel it before you actually conquer it? Like you can just feel that I'm going to get over this. You can feel that I'm going to handle this. Like you can give it to me because I got it. And you can walk around in confidence. See, a lot of us are waiting to get over. We're waiting to get over before we feel good. Feel good right now because that's going to help you. Feel successful right now. Feel like a winner right now. Walk like a winner. Talk like a winner. Act like a winner. Look at yourself and call yourself a winner. Because that's really what you are. You know? Speak it. See it. Embrace it. Have it. You can have it now. You can start acting like a millionaire now because see, when you have it in spirit, see, things are in different forms. Yes, it's in different forms. See, you trying to wait until you get it in the physical form before you actually say that you got it. But you can get it in the spiritual form. You can get it in the intellectual form. You can get it in the emotional form. Ain't nothing wrong with you walking around your house acting like you're a millionaire. Ain't nothing wrong with you walking around your house acting like you know you a CEO. What? What's wrong with that? Oh, you think it's corny, don't you? You think it's corny. Okay, well, you keep on, because that's what I do. I don't think it's corny. I think it's kind of cool. You know, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like a winner. I feel like a winner. And that is a beautiful feeling. And when the challenge come, I hold on to that feeling. I visualize, how would a winner handle this? I visualize, how would a successful person handle this? I visualize, how would a CEO of a big time company handle this? How would a big time speaker handle this? Huh? You think a big time speaker is going to be like, oh, I don't know if I want to go do that. You know? How would a fitness person that's got it going on, you know, that's fit in their body, handle this? See yourself with it. Handle it. Be like, now, feel it. Do it. Handle it. That's what I'm talking about, man. You know, you don't have to wait on it. You can do it right now. You can have it right now. Right now, at this moment, you can start seeing yourself and feeling yourself as whatever it is that you want to be. If it's an overcomer, even if you're a single mom and you got 2 kids and you trying to figure out how you can make it, you can see yourself with, you know what, 2 beautiful, successful, smart kids by yourself that's making it happen. And if you want a husband or whatever, you can see yourself with a family. You can see yourself doing it. You can see yourself living, driving the way you want to drive, living the way you want to live, helping people, you know, giving back, serving, whatever it is you want to do. You don't have to wait until you actually get it to start feeling that way. You can do it right now. You can have it now. Right? And that should make you feel a little better. It makes me feel better. You know, I'll go to my little happy place. I see myself on the stage, thousands of people out there, you know, and they're waiting for me to come out because they know I have a message. And they anticipating what I'm going to say. And they're on the edge of their seat. And I'm excited. The blood is rushing. I'm so thrilled and grateful for the opportunity. And then I go out there. And I help them. I change their lives. Something that I said, it gives them something to hold on to. It gives them something to get through the day and make it. And I love it. You know, I got it now. There's no big stage. There's not thousands of people in front of me right now. But I got that. And guess what? No one can take that away from you. See, when you got it emotionally, right, it's just a matter of time before it comes physically. But you already got it. You experience it. And see, really, that's what is life? Life is just good and bad experiences. And so you don't have to wait until the physical manifests in order to experience something. You can experience it now. And you can experience it so much that your physical actions start driving you into that direction. And you find yourself physically with it in your hand. Because you've had so many spiritual and emotional and intellectual experiences that it starts to dictate your physical actions. Think about that. Think about that. Sometimes we don't get to the other side because we haven't got spiritually and emotionally and intellectually involved with what we really want. You know, I tell you a story. Listen, I know you probably heard my story before about not being able to walk. And a lot of people ask me, how did you learn how to walk? Like, I have a C5, C6 injury. It's the same injury as Christopher Reeves. How did I do that? Now, I don't know. I don't know how much this played a part. But I tell you, I would see myself walking. I would feel myself walking. I mean, I went for long walks all the time. In my mind. I still go for long walks in my mind. I walked on stage in my mind at graduation. I was holding it in my hand. And because I could hold it in my hand mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, I just kept going. Kept going because I wanted that feeling physically. But it was so good emotionally and mentally that I couldn't give up. I kept visualizing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I still do that. And it's still driving me. It still drives me. So I encourage you, I invite you into visualization, because that's where you can develop mental toughness. That's how you develop the game changer mentality. Visualization, seeing it, having it, feeling it. And that can help develop your faith. And your faith is a critical part of mental toughness. Because see, when your belief habits, the things that you believe in, like they play such an important role in the actions that you take. Because when you believe in something so much, it will determine whether you take action or not. And see, that's the problem with a lot of challenges that show up in our lives. Like, we don't believe that we can get over them. We don't really believe. Like, we say we believe, but we don't really believe it. But when you can visualize it, it can become real for you. And when it becomes real, like it really affects how you feel and what you believe about it. Like if you can see yourself doing it and you continue to see yourself doing it, you'll start to believe it. And you're like, nah, I actually can do this. No, like for real. No, for real. I can do this. And when you start to get those types of feelings, world, look out. Because you're coming. You are coming. So those are the 5 steps. Now, I want to give you something bonus. And what I want to give you bonus is what I call the 3 Ds. Discipline, drive, and determination. Okay? Now, I want you to listen closely. Because discipline, drive, and determination, that's what pushes these 5 things that I just gave you, right? That's what's going to take you throughout the journey. Discipline, drive, and determination, okay? You know, and it's really your I wouldn't call it your foundation, but this is really your rooftop. This is your sharpening of the sword. This is your, what do I want to call this? You know, this is your icing on the cake, so to speak. Okay? Because you can have these 5 things. This is your armor. That's what I want to call it. This is your armor. This is your shield. Okay? This is your protection. Right? When you got these 3 Ds, along with those 5 things, and then you're disciplined to your schedule. You got drive. You want it. Like you really want it. You're not just like saying it. You know, like some people just say it, but they don't really want it. Meaning they don't want to put the work in. I love the way E.T. said, they want to be a lion, but they don't want to hunt. You can't be a lion if you don't hunt. You want to be a beast? You got to have drive, brother. You got to have some determination. You got to have some dog-ownedness. You got to have some fight. And that's just the reality. It may sound a little hard. And if it do, I'm not apologizing. Because you know what? That's just what it is. Okay? If you want to have something in life, it's going to take some effort. Nothing comes down and just lands in your lap, right? There's no such thing as luck. You either prepare for the opportunity or you're not, period. You got to go get it, okay? And so discipline, drive, And determination is your armor and your shield. No one can stop you when you have discipline, drive, and determination. When you can discipline yourself, no one has to do it for you. You are proactive. You take the approach. You go seek out the mentors. You take their advice and they go do it. Right? And if you don't have a mentor, you find out what it is you need to do in order to accomplish what you want to accomplish, how to get over it. You're looking, you're seeking, okay? You're doing the reconnaissance. You're trying to figure it out. However, you got to figure it out. That's what drive and determination is. And you're not going to quit. You are determined to make it. You have your eyes set on the target and you're not deterring. You're going to stay focused until the target is taken out. Period. That's it. And when you have that type of mindset, when you implement these 3 D's, discipline, drive, and determination, no one can stop you. No thing can stop you. You got this. You are headed somewhere. You can make it. You have the mental toughness and you have the fire and the push and the boost and the thrust behind it to take you wherever you want to go in life. I know by experience, a real life experience. And you know what? You can do that too. This has allowed me to accomplish things that people said were impossible. Impossible. This allows you to do the impossible. You want to know how to do the impossible? That's it. Those 5 steps. Mental toughness. I've heard somebody say it's 20% physical, 10% physical, 90% mental. You want to know how to get ahead? You got to strengthen your mental muscles. You have to become a game changer. You have to have game changer mentality. You got to be mentally tough. Because if you're not, life will chew you up and spit you out. Period. And see, when it comes to succeeding in life, it's all about how to handle the challenges and obstacles that come up in life that dictates whether you're going to be successful or not. Period. And if you're able to handle it, if you're able to get through it, if you have the tools, you can build whatever you want to build, have whatever you want to have, go wherever you want to go, and you can't be stopped. That's my message for you tonight. And I hope that it helped you. And I believe in you. And I know you have what it takes. And if you feel like you don't, develop it. These things right here, I challenge you, right? Write these down. Meditate upon it. Figure out how you can increase and strengthen your mental muscles. Because when you start overcoming the challenges and obstacles that show up in your life, you become successful. And you can help make this world and yours a better place. I love you. I wish you well and much success. Thank you for watching this video. And if you know someone who can benefit from these 5 steps and the 3 Ds, please share it. I appreciate you in advance. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. Go out there. Make it happen. I'll see you out there. Because I'm out there. I'm out there, baby. I'm out there. Come join me. Let's do this. All right? Let's go. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful, beautiful evening. Thank you very much. All right. I'm out. Rodney Flowers. Game changer, baby. See you next time.